what just happened. This helicopter just flew in and knocked over everything.
Look at this. It is pouring.
There, see, I'm hearing it again.
The wilderness is a place of peace until the isolation starts feeling intentional. From a helicopter's downdraft shredding a remote campsite to a ghostly whisper recorded 5 miles deep inside a dark tunnel, these moments prove how fast control can slip away. When the silence finally breaks, will you be ready for what's actually out there? On January 1st, 2026, the YouTube channel X Hunter, recognized for metal detecting and underground treasure hunting videos, released footage recorded on a remote dry hillside believed to be somewhere in North Africa or the Middle East. A single man wearing camouflage sweeps his detector beneath a large rock in open terrain, tracking the steady tone coming from below. When the stone is pushed aside, something unusual is exposed under the soil, a vivid yellow imprint shaped like an oversized hand or claw. Its crisp outline and intense color contrast sharply with the surrounding earth, suggesting it was not a typical mark formed by weather or erosion. As digging continues, a heavy slab is uncovered. On the underside, evenly spaced spikes point downward, resembling a primitive trap rather than a simple covering. The design appears intentional, as though meant to press down on whatever was hidden beneath. Below that slab, skeletal remains are revealed alongside metal objects, chains, and decorative boxes filled with ancient-style coins. The arrangement looks deliberate, not random. The discomfort comes less from the bones themselves and more from the feeling that what was discovered may have been intentionally concealed. The video was later confirmed to be a staged production created purely for entertainment. Even so, its effect lingered. Fictional or not, imagery involving burial confinement and excavation can still create genuine unease, raising questions about limits and how easily scenes of death and disturbance can trigger real emotional reactions long after viewers learn the truth. Nat has been living full-time on the road since 2021, traveling with her dog Pike, while documenting scenic routes and rugged backcountry trails for her channel. In a video uploaded on November 30th, 2025, what begins as a routine overnight stop turns into an incident that leaves her campsite heavily damaged. She chooses a quiet spot high in Colorado's Alpine region.
Hi, buddy. We are here in High Alpine, Colorado. To be fair, I did choose to come to this location specifically. They are calling for a really significant snowstorm, and I'm really looking forward to a winter wonderland. And I'm gonna be cooking my Thanksgiving meal over the campfire.
As evening settles in, she sets up camp and continues her usual routine, while darkness slowly takes over the landscape.
I have no idea why there's a helicopter outside my camp. Like, if it was search and rescue, I feel like I would see flashlights and hear people like shouting and like setting up a base camp maybe. Oh my gosh, I think I hear another helicopter coming. Not a helicopter. More than I was. What I do know is Jesus loves this hot mess. So, is this helicopter like parked in the middle of the road? I am so confused. I think I see flashing lights. So I think someone has a flashlight. If it wasn't so dark, I'd be able to see what's going on. This is so weird. Okay, it's flying away.
The area feels peaceful and isolated. Later that night, helicopters begin flying near her campsite. Another aircraft soon appears landing somewhere close before taking off again. The repeated low passes bring confusion and growing concern as the noise and bright lights intensify around her setup.
Knocked into my camp. Look at what just happened. This helicopter just flew in and knocked over everything. Oh my god. Diesel everywhere. I hope my diesel heater didn't break. Like 2 helicopters just came in over my camp at tree line. So like, oh god, I'm going inside. They're flying off. Okay. They broke my heater. So I have absolutely no way to heat myself tonight because I'm about to cry. This is my home.
Without warning, one helicopter flies extremely low directly over the camp. The powerful downdraft knocks over equipment and scatters her belongings. Fuel spills onto the ground, and critical gear is damaged. Her solar panels, her main power source for off-grid living, are thrown aside by the force of the wind. Other items around the site are damaged as well, leading to thousands of dollars in losses. The helicopters leave just as abruptly as they arrived, offering no explanation. By morning, Nat relocates to a safer area and assesses the damage. Though she and Pike are unharmed, the experience leaves her shaken. If this can happen without warning, how safe is remote camping really? Posted on August 13th, 2024, this video comes from TJ, an outdoor creator known for documenting his camping, hiking, and kayaking trips throughout Alabama. His channel is typically calm and reflective, centered on quiet lakes, peaceful views, and the simple satisfaction of spending time outside. This trip, however, unfolded very differently. What began as a relaxing lakeside retreat quickly became one of the most dangerous nights he had ever encountered in the wilderness. TJ intended to spend several days camping near one of his favorite lakes, fishing and kayaking in the intense Alabama summer heat. At first, everything seemed ideal. Sunlight shimmered across the water, warm air drifted gently through the trees, and small waves lapped at the shore. There were no signs of trouble.
It's actually not even 8 o'clock in the morning yet, and it's already 80 degrees outside here in Alabama. Hooked the kayak up, did that little bit of filming with you guys, and I already broke a sweat just in that little bit of... I don't like rushing my summers. I used to say, man, I can't wait for fall, man, I can't wait for fall, and then as soon as fall comes, you enjoy it. I can't wait for summer or spring. I can't wait for summer or spring. So I try not to rush through everything. This box is awesome. They're expensive, but I think they're worth it if you don't have a way to haul your rods with you. I say it every time I film myself out here camping. This is my favorite place to camp in Alabama.
Later, he checked the weather radar and noticed a storm system developing in the distance. Initially, it appeared insignificant. The sky remained bright and the lake stayed calm, so their activities continued as planned. Then conditions shifted. The air grew heavy, the wind changed direction, and dark clouds advanced faster than expected. By the time TJ made it back to shore, the breeze had turned cold and sharp. Waves intensified and visibility began to decrease. He and his companions hurried for shelter, taking cover inside a small gazebo near their tent, expecting the storm to move through.
Holy cow, y'all. So I don't know how much I just filmed out in the water. Me and Dylan were both just waiting and fishing. Look at this. It is pouring. And that's only a few hundred yards away. It is white capping out here on the water. I don't know how bad that looks on camera, but it's pretty bad. We're kind of hoping it goes around us. I left the tent up because I've got my stuff in it, and in order for me to close that tent, and I don't really know if I have time, I don't want to be caught in the middle of it, because it's legit, it's raining right here. Look at that. And it's blowing directly in our face. We've had something pop up on us right here, and it is bad, y'all. We're inside of this gazebo, holding it down, and it's picking me up. Holy shit. This is nuts. Bro, I hope we ain't got no tornado popped up on us. Oh,
Instead, it strengthened rapidly. Strong winds tore across the campsite, breaking branches and hurling debris. In minutes, a peaceful summer outing turned into a struggle to remain safe beneath a structure that felt unstable. Rain poured down as the tent whipped violently and visibility dropped to near zero. Every crash and snap underscored how exposed they were if the structure gave way or a tree fell nearby. They remained close together as the storm continued.
Oh my goodness, y'all, look at this. You can't see the other side of the lake at all. Can y'all tell the lake is gone? I really hope this ain't a tornado, because we should probably be in the truck. Oh, there's the rain. We're just holding this gazebo down, guys. Is the tent good? This is absolutely insane, y'all. Look at this. Stuff falling out of the tree. Oh, no, that looks real. Oh my God, dude. We might need to get under the vehicle. Dude, I've never been in something like this. This is horrible, man. I haven't either. We probably need to be under our truck. There ain't no doubt. If this tree comes down, it's gonna hit us.
Eventually, the winds eased and the tornado passed, leaving behind rain and lingering tension. When TJ stepped outside, the scene had changed dramatically. Trees lay scattered, debris covered the shoreline, and the campsite showed clear damage. By chance, their location had avoided a direct hit. A massive tree had fallen exactly where they had first considered setting up. Had they chosen that spot, the result might have been fatal.
All right, y'all, I don't know if we're in the eye of a tornado right now or not. Whatever just hit, it took this tree down where I was going to park with us.
It completely uprooted. My kayak is completely underwater. Thank goodness I didn't have my MK300 on. That was the worst experience of my life. Look at this tree, y'all. I hope that it's past. It's still coming down pretty hard. This is where we were gonna park. This is where we were gonna camp because it was right behind the bathroom. The last time a major tornado hit this spot, can you help me tug this boat up? Ready, 1, 2, 3. This should be good, thank you. I hope there ain't no hole in it because it was late. When I got out here, it ruined my wrap. When I came out here, it was up on those rocks right there.
By morning, the storm was gone, replaced by still water and quiet air. TJ packed up his kayak, mindful of how quickly conditions can turn severe. Some believe the storm intensified without warning, while others think early signs were overlooked. But when nature shifts this quickly, how prepared can anyone truly be? A motorcyclist is traveling down a roadway when an animal suddenly darts into his path, leaving no opportunity to respond. Are there any early warning indicators that could help someone recognize the risk in advance and prevent situations like this? It's May 7th, 2025. Deep in the pine forests near Bear Lake in Itasca County, northern Minnesota, Kenny and his dog Toby pull their camper into a quiet clearing far from town. His channel, Kenny of All Trades, has always centered on simple living, RV life, cold weather camping, and learning self-reliance in places most travelers only pass through. But even here, surrounded by still water and endless trees, a subtle tension lingers beneath the calm. Kenny isn't certain he winterized the camper before the last freeze. One overlooked valve could mean a cracked line, a flooded floor, a ruined trip.
I can't remember if I winterized this camper last fall or not. I may have just opened up the low water drains like a month before freeze up, and we just rode with it all winter long. We're going to find out today. I'm going to show you where Toby and I brought you as soon as we get the water going. This is the part that makes me nervous. The pump is running. I don't hear anything. Look under the cupboards. Well, nothing's leaking under here. That's a good sign. Those connections look good and dry. And we're still dry in here too. Good deal. Pump just shut off. I totally dodged a bullet on this one. Let's see if it works. It's getting there. The strange thing is the water pump is not kicking on, and we're running low on pressure. Let's see what happens in the bathroom. Good pressure there. Let's try this one more time. It's a little bit better. There we go. And the trap is dry. All right, let's get to it. Welcome to this week's video.
He flips the water pump on. A soft hum breaks the silence, followed by nothing. Then, stillness. No dripping. No flooding, at least not yet. Morning shifts into afternoon as Kenny and Toby walk the property. He explains the county guidelines.
This spot is maintained by the county, and they do have a couple of rules here, but I think that the rules actually make for a lot more enjoyable experience, and they're simple to follow. No reservations, it's first come, first serve, no more than one group here. And then it's limited to no more than 10 people. They design the sites for just 2 sleeping units, so you can only have 2 campers up here. The last rule I see get broken often, and it's just that they don't want you to be blocking the boat landing with possible that someone's gonna come in here, still try and land a boat.
No reservations. 1 group per site, 2 campers maximum, and never block the boat landing. They spend hours cleaning the area. Rusted cans, empty bottles, even a car starter hidden under pine needles. He laughs about always finding car parts, but the sound feels thin against the stillness of Bear Lake. As evening approaches, tires crunch over gravel. A white van pulls in, towing a small boat. The driver lowers the window and asks if setting up a tent nearby would be okay.
Well, this one was a first for me. I just got done cleaning up that campsite and a van pulls in and he's got a boat in tow. He rolls his window down and says, "Hey, do you mind if I set up a tent next to your camper?" Normally that doesn't happen, but I noticed he's got a couple of kids in the back. They probably want to do some fishing, so how am I supposed to say no to that? These campsites are getting full. This afternoon on the way up here, I had to put up the drone and use that to scout some of the spots that I have pinned on Google Maps, and everything's full. He did grab the fire pit, brought it over by the tent, so we're probably gonna do some cooking on the solo stove tonight. That's all right. I've been camping thousands of times. Those kids, probably only camping dozens of times. Toby and I, me and you, we're still gonna have a relaxing evening.
Kenny pauses, then agrees. Children sit in the back seat. The family begins arranging their campsite beside him. Later, flames flicker inside his Ozark smokeless stove. Toby curls near his boots while Kenny cooks country-style sausages and watches light fade across the lake. He mentions possibly relocating the next day somewhere quieter, somewhere with better fishing. The following morning, he packs up and heads toward an older campsite near a narrow bridge, a place he hasn't visited in years. Halfway there, the check engine light flashes. The truck starts losing power. Kenny eases to the shoulder, gripping the steering wheel. There's no cell service, no assistance nearby. The engine sputters, then dies completely.
My fuel light came on probably 2 miles ago. I mean, I should definitely have enough fuel in the tank. The problem is that this road is a really steep downhill angle, and I've got a sump in the fuel tank, so there's just no fuel to draw. I'm back on kind of level surface right now, so I'm going to try and prime my fuel system. I hope I don't have to prime the filters and everything, but we'll see if we can't get this thing going. What a day. All right, so I removed the intake, try and pump this bleeder up. This screw is stuck. Of course it's stuck. Okay, let's see if we can do anything here. All right, the aftermarket fuel pump is on. Let's see if we can bleed the system this way. I'm not even hearing any gurgling coming out of there. What in the world? Give me a little bit of pressure. Just nothing. I really need to crack this screw though. I don't have a big enough screwdriver. Maybe I'll just cross my fingers and crank it over again. There we go. I think we got it. Except I'm covered in diesel. Get up there now. Come on. Okay. Let's see how many miles I got. Oh, stop it. What does it tell me? How many miles do I have till empty? Fuel range, 66 miles. Now it's just got to get air out of the line. All right, it's running. Let's get to the bottom of this hill so that way I can speed bomb it up to the top, get to the gas station. Holy buckets.
He's run out of diesel, stranded on a steep incline. Beneath the midday sun, he works the fuel system, bleeding air from the line. His hands become slick with diesel before the engine finally coughs back to life. He shakes his head, muttering about the day. Maybe it's simple fatigue, a body still recovering from shoulder surgery, a man trying to regain his rhythm. Or maybe it's something else. Out here, small mistakes don't feel random. The broken parts, the unexpected van, the stalled truck, they stack up like quiet warnings left unnoticed. When the engine steadies, Kenny gives his usual sign-off about kindness and honesty before heading down the road. But Toby doesn't follow right away. The dog's ears lift head, turning toward the dark tree line. The wind falls silent. For a moment, even the engine seems uncertain. And in that pause, it feels as if something unseen had been waiting for him to leave. It was October 19th, 2025, when Exploring with Angelo uploaded a new investigation to their channel. Known for traveling to abandoned structures and remote wilderness, rumored to be haunted, the channel documents real overnight explorations where isolation often shifts into something far more unsettling. This time, Angelo and his friend Frank reached a secluded lake near Lake Wanapitei in northern Ontario, arriving much later than expected. The campground they originally planned to use had locked its gates at 5 p.m., forcing them to drive another 4 hours through darkness. By the time they pulled into the unfamiliar shoreline, it was nearly 10:30 at night, and the air had turned bitterly cold. Somewhere beyond the tree line rested a lake locals claimed was haunted. Stories described shadowy figures moving between the trees and a strange glowing presence appearing near the water. For Angelo and Frank, it was simply another overnight challenge, but as temperatures continued to fall and the silence deepened, the forest began to feel less ordinary. Under the glare of their headlights, they set up their hot tent, their only protection against the freezing conditions. Metal poles clanged together, frost gathered on their gloves, and the dark woods absorbed every breath and movement. While unpacking the wood stove, a low growl echoed across the lake.
Alright, so I'm gonna start chopping up some wood because we're gonna need some kindling to get this thing started. We want to warm this puppy up as much as possible.
You hear that?
What?
I just heard like a growl. Like that way. All jokes aside.
From over there?
That way.
Do you have the
Which is
flashlight on
by
you?
the lake. Well, towards the lake anyway.
That's good. Starting off with the to a good start, I suppose. We're about to get eaten right away. There, see, I'm hearing it again.
What?
Like someone talking. I don't know what. At first, it sounded like it was coming from there. Now it sounds like it's coming from that way. I don't know. Who knows? Now I'm hearing wolves. We don't know if they're wolves or coyotes. Kinda sounded like wolves to me.
Angelo stopped and scanned the tree line quietly, asking if Frank had heard it. Moments later, faint voices drifted through the darkness, distinctly human in tone, yet distant enough to remain unexplained. They continued assembling camp under flickering car lights until heat finally filled the tent. But any sense of comfort was short-lived. When Frank stepped away to collect more firewood, he noticed movement near the shoreline.
Sound like something's moving back there?
Yep.
It's like walking, like someone's walking, right? I mean, we haven't really gone back there yet, but...
Ugh, I'm so tired.
I know, me too. I've been on the road literally all day, but... I mean, we keep hearing voices. What if somebody's, like, down there? Maybe, like, night fishing or something.
I mean, it could be.
Could be. Let's go check. Let's just verify.
I mean, it wouldn't be ideal without lights, but, you know.
I mean, I guess...
Would you want to be out here without a flashlight?
I mean, I guess not.
Or some means of being able to see?
Make sure I have the car keys.
Because it is pitch black, guys. Once we shut off the lights, like, it is
Yeah, it's
black out here.
Do you ever use this as like a boat launch?
It could be.
Because I'm pretty sure this goes. Oh,
Is there?
there's a car.
Oh?
We did not notice that when we got here.
Whoops. Maybe somebody else is camping out here?
There's a trailer.
Might make sense of the noise.
There's no one here. That'd be kind of weird if I looked in the window, but. Oh, there's a fire pit.
So,
Following the sound, they came across something deeply unsettling. A truck attached to a boat trailer left beside the launch. The registration sticker read 2022. There was no active campfire, no visible footprints. Just silence. Back inside the tent, they attempted to ignore the discovery. Angelo prepared dinner on the stove, sausages. Spinach, mushrooms, simple food meant to steady nerves. Yet the footsteps returned this time directly beside the tent walls.
You hear something outside?
yeah. What the hell's that?
It really sounds like something's walking.
The fuck?
Wait. No, it's on this side. Oh? That was weird.
That was very weird.
What's interesting, I know I haven't explained the story yet. I'm about to get to it just after we finish eating because we're starving. But apparently that's a thing that happens here. Like people hear like movement, like walking around the tent. I just really don't feel like checking right now because, well, I'm eating. If I do see something, the food may go flying. See if we hear it again. That was my stomach, but I swear it sounded like a rock like smashed or something.
That was definitely a rock.
Right? Okay, now I'm confused. That was running.
What the hell? Okay, now I'm curious.
Right? Hello? Someone out there? That was weird. What was that?
I don't know.
Later, while eating, Angelo read aloud 2 accounts locals had shared about the lake stories describing dark shapes between the trees and a glowing figure by the water's edge. As he reached the final line, laughter rang out from outside. It did not resemble wind or wildlife. It sounded human. They rushed out into the cold, but nothing stood there, only the outline of that same abandoned truck unmoved. Seeking answers, Angelo activated the spirit box. Static filled the air. Then a fragmented voice emerged. Lily, to be frank. The woods. The message left both men visibly shaken. Inside the tent, quiet returned, but neither of them slept. Could nearby campers explain the voices and laughter? Possibly. Yet no one ever returned for that truck. The growl, the footsteps, the whispers all felt intentional, too close to dismiss. Maybe the lake's reputation wasn't just folklore. By morning, the truck remained exactly where they had found it. No tire tracks, no sign of movement. Only the same uneasy silence stretching across the water. If no one came back for it, then who was laughing outside their tent that night? It was November 16th, 2024, when Sir Ronster, a YouTube channel recognized for high-speed electric bike rides and urban exploration, uploaded a video unlike anything previously seen on the page. What was intended to be another ride through abandoned tunnels quickly shifted into something much darker.
I was not going to post this video. Something happened that I cannot explain. It was caught on camera, and if I wasn't there, I would think the video is fake. That's why I didn't want to post it. But here we are. Strap in, and trust me, what you're about to see is 100% real.
The host opens with a rare admission he nearly chose not to share the footage. Something occurred inside that tunnel, something he still cannot explain. The team prepares their gear and communicates through walkie-talkies, setting a clear objective: reach the far end of an underground tunnel rumored to contain graffiti untouched for more than 70 years. As they travel deeper, the space grows tighter and noticeably warmer. What begins as excitement gradually turns into unease. The ceiling lowers. The air thickens, and the sound of their engines starts echoing back in unnatural ways. They pause to spray their tag across the damp concrete walls, marking their presence before continuing into the darkness. The signal on their radios weakens until it disappears entirely. The realization settles in they are completely out of range. Surrounded by silence and dripping water, the group pushes forward. Claustrophobia builds. Nearly 5 miles inside, they stop to rest. That's when the host hears it.
We need to report instantly. Let's go.
You realizing we're out of range now? We turned back to meet up with the other guys and all stopped to have a drink. I didn't want to stop. I felt pretty anxious being 5 miles deep in an underground tunnel with only one way in and one way out. I took my helmet off and stopped recording, and after about 10 minutes while one of us was talking and the rest of us were quietly listening, I heard 2 clear voices coming from the direction we just turned back. So I immediately put my helmet back on, powered on the GoPro, and hit record. But it turned out later that my clip never recorded. And that's only the very beginning of where it gets really difficult to explain things. Thankfully, Tonka was recording. His YouTube channel is What's Good America 1, and that's the angle we're looking at right now. So at this point, I had heard 2 male voices and told everyone to be quiet. I pointed my flashlight down the tunnel and see nothing. We all hear nothing. Then in the opposite direction, a loud noise, the first noise we heard the entire hour plus we spent in the tunnel, startles all of us. All a little freaked out, we literally run out of the tunnel. It was a very long ride back out before this happened.
Breaker 394, going to be performing some extreme stunts coming out the tunnel. I advise you get this on video.
We continued having a good time before calling it a day. And you're probably thinking, that's it? You heard a loud noise? No. Here's where it gets really creepy and hard to explain. Later that night, Tonka sends me a text. Bro, I think I caught ghost audio. Bro, look at this. He attaches a clip and says, it sounds like it was said right into my mic as if someone was whispering it into my ear. And I know it wasn't me because I was trying to listen for sounds. I'm about to play the clip and I need to know down below, what do you think?
Remember when we thought we heard something, bro? Listen. This is when you went to check it. Did you hear that? That was not me, bro. I didn't make that sound. What the fuck? Bro.
To me, it sounds like someone whispering Lula directly into the mic. At first I thought maybe Tonka whispered under his breath, but let's remember where his mic is. Here I have the same exact microphone that Tonka was using. It was right here, so when you're talking normally it can hear you, that was why you had it there. But if you're whispering, you can't hear. In the same way, if you're whispering here, you would have had to been here to say Lula. Lula. I listened to it 100 times with my girlfriend that night, and we agree it kind of sounds like me, but this audio is directly off Tonka's camera and I was not even close to whisper distance from his mic. Like I said at the beginning, I wouldn't believe this if I wasn't there.
2 male voices echoing faintly from the direction they had just traveled. He grabs his GoPro and turns it on, but later discovers nothing was captured. Moments afterward, from the opposite end of the tunnel, a sharp, metallic crash echoes through the passage, forcing the group to rush back toward the exit. The excitement and laughter vanish instantly. Only fear remains. Later that night, Tonka, one of the riders, reviews his footage and notices something unsettling, a quiet whisper recorded near his microphone that sounds like the word Lula. The host demonstrates that the mic was positioned too far from anyone to allow a whisper, ruling out a prank. 2 voices, a camera failure, a whisper with no clear source. Individually, each moment could be dismissed. Together, they create a sequence that feels harder to ignore. Was it coincidence, strange acoustics, and signal interference, or did something within that tunnel want to be heard? The host doesn't claim to understand it. He only knows what he experienced felt real. And as the video ends, he admits one thing: if he hadn't been there himself, he would have believed it was staged.
That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.